Larry catches the biggest bass.
Good morning. I know y'all can't see anything yet. Sun's coming up slowly. So I came out here last week and I did a little bit of buzzbait fishing. I was like, man, I need to do this again. I got out here maybe about 6:40 last week. This week I'm out here a little bit earlier. Not at the crack of dawn, but right at, good filming and fishing light. So what we're gonna do today, we're gonna do a little bit of So for the plan today is buzzbait, frog, and worm if it comes down to it, but I prefer to be able to catch all of my fish today on a buzzbait because I had a lot of fun last week doing that. I know it's kind of hard to see right now, but we're gonna make a couple laps around this pond, throw this buzzbait around. I waited for today particularly because we had some rain come through last night down here. I'm not sure if it rained like in this exact location, but surrounding areas, it's a little bit, I don't want to say it's cooler than it has been, but it's a cool morning. It feels good out here. We don't have a breeze, but it's probably going to be mostly cloudy hopefully until about 10 o'clock. That would be ideal for me. So we'll have a nice long time of topwater possibility this morning. That's the goal, catch a few on topwater this morning and have a smile on our face the whole time while doing it, which isn't that hard to do. All right, we're gonna go around a different way than we went last time. I was kind of expecting to catch one over here, and I'm fishing a different way because last time it didn't seem like the ones that I caught on the worm, it didn't seem like they were necessarily all the way up in the grass. So I figured maybe fishing out away from the bank because I can make fairly long casts with this reel. Probably wouldn't have been a bad idea, but we haven't hooked any yet. We had one swim over to it, like right on the surface on one of the casts. Looked like he was gonna eat it off the top or like right when it hit the water. That was gonna be pretty cool, but he tricked me. I got tricked on that one, I'll admit it. That was a horrible cast we just made right there. But I'm gonna make a couple more over here, just around some of this grass. And probably make one down this bank right here just to try it. Ouch. Dude, I'm getting tore up by mosquitoes. Oh, we got hit right there. Missed him. All right. So we definitely should have got a eat on that buzzbait by now. And all this is like really good frog opportunity, so I'm gonna just throw the frog over some of it. I saw a little ripple back here. We're gonna throw the worm. I saw the weeds move. Oops. Worm should have some pretty insane drawing power if he's back there. This is not the overcast morning I was expecting. Also, there's not really too much going on. Like I haven't seen too many blowups or anything. So we'll probably fish. We'll fish this little back pocket we're in right here. Then we'll fish this little pocket we're in right here, go around, probably go down the dam, a little bit deeper water, should be good, might even be good for top water, and then we'll go all the way back to the back and see what's back there. If we don't catch anything out here in the next hour or so, we still have a pretty good morning, so we might go try somewhere else out. Hey, there's ripples over there. It's okay. You might not want to eat over here, but I bet you'll eat over there. Bet you'll eat it. There we go, first one. On the worm, baby. That was all from just watching my line. Come on, spotlight. Come here. Woo, that's a good first one. That is a good first one. That was all from just watching my line right here. there was a feather it landed on, and the feather started to sink. I didn't even feel the fish. I reeled a little bit of slack out, never felt him, just set the hook. That is a pretty fish. Look at that one. First one on the good old worm. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Man, can't be mad at it. I would love to have caught this fish on a buzzbait or frog, but I mean, I was probably a little bit too close up on them, and that might be too big of a profile. I mean, they're not really eating anything off top. Like, I haven't seen one topwater blow up since I've been out here. It doesn't mean that it won't happen, but if I can catch fish like that all day on this worm, then that's what it's gonna be. That's what they want. Especially if they're gonna be like that. Like, if there's no, you know, if I'm not catching little pounders, if they're gonna be solid 2-pounders all on the worm, then there's no point in throwing that buzzbait around, just hoping and praying one eats it. Which I'm definitely gonna throw the buzzbait some more, but maybe in this pocket right here, since we've already had one eat the worm, I might just keep up with it. Oh, there's a little tip. Got it. No. Oh, not a big one. Hey, that's fish number 2 though. Okay, if we're gonna start catching them like this, then we are gonna throw that buzzbait and frog. Wait, that's 2 fish back out of here on the worm. Kind of makes you wonder how many did we miss over in the beginning. Look at that one. That one needs a meal bad. I kind of feel bad. I feel bad for catching those sometimes. I'm like, that guy really needed that. It's kind of like, if you think about it, like if Robin Hood only stole from like the poor and then gave it to the rich. It's kind of like, that's how I feel like catching fish like that. What a metaphor. I need to I'm gonna write a metaphor book. That's our first 2 fish within 10 feet of each other. So this might just turn to a general video until we get back there to the back. Definitely, I just struggled to like have a morning like this, but also we don't have any wind. I don't know how overcast it's gonna be. It said it was gonna be mostly cloudy on the weather forecast, but also it was the weather forecast. And that's exactly why I don't trust the weather, man. I just get up and deal with it every day. Unless there's something that's kind of like definitive, you know, like a hurricane. Hurricanes are the only thing that weather people get right, you know, probably 97% of the time. I guess, I don't know. I live in like central Alabama, so we really don't have to deal with the worst of a hurricane ever. It might just not be buzzbait time yet out here. We still probably have 3-4 weeks before we get like some consistent cool days, cool nights. Probably what we need, because it's cool out here today, but it's gonna heat up fast when that sun comes out, and it's already starting to a little bit, so. Bro, it's your time. There we go, he hasn't came up yet. Oh, not a bad one. I was just looking at the side scan, I was like, man, there's a lot of bait right here. Come on, baby. Come on, you're about to feel a boat flip like you have never seen. Oh. That's a pretty fish. It's about the same size as that first one we caught on the worm. Just kind of off of nothing. I was looking at the side scan, there's a whole bunch of bait over here. I was like, I wish I had like a small little crankbait or a slobber knocker or something to throw just kind of in this general area. Man, awesome, look at that one. Ooh, let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. What side do we let him off on? We'll let him go here. All right, see you, sir. Thank you for playing. See ya. All right, now the question is, did we bring another pack of worms with us? You know, I'm a firm believer in not letting nothing go to waste, but it gets to a certain point with these generals where it just makes more sense to cut them off, tie on a new one, than keep fooling around with the same one. Man. I'm at such a dilemma because I'm like, do I just kind of force the buzzbait and hope something cool is gonna happen, or do I keep catching fish on the worm? And I just feel like I need to keep throwing the worm, because we caught that one that was really small that couldn't have ate a buzzbait frog. The only thing it probably could have ate that I have in my tackle box is a worm. But I don't know. We've caught 2 that are 1.5 pounds, maybe 2-pounders. So I don't think we're really losing much. We're probably gaining more than we're losing by throwing that. The buzz bait might be kind of a home run shot because we came out here a couple weeks ago, or last week, and tried it. Didn't really catch much on it. And back out here today. Haven't got a bite on it and fished some really good water with it. All right, boys. I set the hook so hard I knocked the battery out of the GoPro. But we got another one. We don't need the net. We can flip it. I think we got them hooked pretty good. Just jam my pinky on the GoPro. It's a nasty hook. But guess what? Look what I just got. I literally just got these. Boom. Look at those. Look how long those pliers are. I think they're 11 inches. So don't have to worry about throat hooking any more bass. It doesn't really happen to me that often, but now when it happens, a little bit of blood. Just go ahead and dump you back. See you later, sir. Boom, check it out. Check it out. Look how long these pliers are. I saw these, I was like, yeah, I need that. And I mean, it rarely happens, but just to have them, just like an extra tool in the kayak, if it saves a fish's life, then it's worth the $11. That's one thing that I do not like doing is, you know, sending, I don't want to say killing fish, but sending fish back uncertain. Like, oh, he might make it. It's one thing I've always wondered about, like, especially like people in tournaments. Like, there's no way that all of those fish survive. And I know it's bound to happen and whatnot, but anything that I can do, you know, the little $11 fix. I feel like if you really care about fishing, you might as well do it, because you never know, your son could come out here and be able to catch that same fish and he's a 10-pounder, but if you kill him, then no more fish. All right, kind of at a dilemma. Do I keep fishing this worm, or do I go throw this worm kind of like over here and around that tree and maybe throw the buzz bait in some of those areas too? I'm feeling adventurous. Let's go throw the buzz bait. I might be able to sling it from right here. Oh, I love this reel. And I'm a pretty good distance from that stuff, or at least when I made the cast. And all those shad and everything are still kind of in this area too. We're in 9 foot of water right here. Man, this pond, I guess you'd call it a pond, kind of pond, mini lake, is nowhere near as big or deep as I thought it would be. Like, the deepest it gets is 9 feet right here. At least expect to see, I would at least expect to see like 11 to 12, and I'm sure there's probably some spots, but I mean, especially on the dam right here, you'd think it'd be a lot deeper than just 9 feet. But also too, there's no telling how old this lake is also. So, I mean, if this lake is, you know, 100-something years old, then might not have the technology to dig that far. The shovels might have not been big enough back then to dig 100 feet down in the lake. Oh, that is a fish. Oh, that's if that's a bass, you see how I stuttered? That's a big one. That is a huge fish. If he stays on, I mean, I'm definitely hung, but there's definitely something pulling back down there. There definitely was something on that. I don't know. I doubt if he's still on there. I mean, also, you never know. I was hitting it down there. I don't know. It could have been line. So I'm sure that's probably a pretty common spot to get hung up on right there, but I don't know. For a second, I mean, it kind of did pull, but also line, you know, fishing line can be deceitful. What's the word I'm looking for? You know what I'm trying to say. Fishing line can deceive you like that, where you think you have a big one because, you know, you just build up that tension, then when it starts to pull back. But the pull felt pretty heavy, and I mean, this just looks like a 10-pounder spot. So I don't want to say I just broke off on a 10-pounder, but just for the sake of the video, we're gonna say we just broke off on a 10-pounder. I think in that case, it probably does help a little bit that I didn't see him. Because, I mean, there was definitely one. I definitely think that we had a fish on. I don't want to say he was 10, but he was definitely a good one. I mean, just look, this is like a telephone pole. It's old wood. It just looks like oh my gosh, I lost my PB right there type spot, you know. But we didn't have enough. We don't really have enough evidence to be like too mad or too excited or whatever about that. All we can do is just tie on another worm, keep fishing. I'm gonna fish this little spot in front of me, and I'm gonna continue with the worm and buzz bait in the back, just because I know I'll get to about 10, 11 o'clock and I'll be like, man, I wasted too much time like fishing around and messing around. So all right, let's go with the buzz bait. Let's cover this water a little bit faster. Probably fish that we could catch on the worm, but it'd be cooler to catch them on the buzz bait. Got him. It's been a minute, but we got us another one, boys. Whew. Yes. Thank you, Mr. Bass. Look at that. That's not a bad one at all. Man, every time I catch one of these, I'm like, man, I wish there was a tournament going on today. Like if there's a kayak tournament going on, we'd be sitting pretty right now. Look at that one. That one's probably biggest of the day. Hook popped right out. Yeah, that one's definitely the biggest one of the day. We might weigh it just to see where we're at. Yeah, let's weigh it. Just to see what we have for today. I don't think it goes much more than 2-1. I think 2-1 is probably about it. You never know. Scale could be broken. It could say a 10 pounder. The scale reads 10 pounder. I'm gonna claim this as my new PB. Because scales don't lie. 198, let's try that again. 2.8, I like that more. Cool, 2 pounder. First one of the day. And I just think all the other ones were probably 1.5 pounders or so. Nothing too crazy. I knew there was gonna be one in there because there was a whole bunch of shad and whatnot jumping around like something was chasing after them. Tell you what, sometimes re-rigging these worms and figuring out what hole your hook came through. Oh, that's not good. Trying to figure out which hole your hook came through can be the most challenging / confusing / frustrating thing, especially if you're starting to get down to the end of the pack of worms and you're really trying to make them stretch. Like trying to figure out how to feed, at least for me, sometimes trying to figure out how to feed the line and hook back through the bait is just like, I'll just rip it. But then if you rip it, you're really messed up. Then if you rip it, then it's like, you might be able to get it back through. You have to cut the head off and oh, broke me off. Oh, he just took the worm. Well, that wasn't very nice. He could have at least took the hook too. This hook is small. How do you just take the worm? That is very disrespectful. I will not. Other people might take that from that fish, but I will not take that. Where is my battery? I'm gonna drop my battery in the water here. You see how they do you? They get your hopes all up. You can watch your line swim off and like you're like, oh, I'm about to set the hook on one, and it's just, nope, got your worm. I didn't want that worm anyway. That wasn't even my good worm. Hey, that's a good hit. You got it? Oh, come here. Is that a good one? Dude, he is just literally swimming in a circle. Oh, what is that? Oh, that's a mudfish. That was a mudfish. That was such a weird fight. I was like, that didn't feel like a bass, because I saw him when he was coming right here and I was like, hey, he's long, but he didn't feel super heavy. I wonder if that's what got it the first time. That'd make a lot of sense if he came back and got it. Man, that was pretty cool. That was my second one ever catching out of here. Or second one hooking. Yeah, that was cool. He like swam in a circle. I was like, what? Bass normally don't do that, you know? Normally you can kind of fight bass on their way up to the top. It was like I set the hook on him and he just took off. That was cool. I wonder if that's what got it the first time. There should be some pretty cool teeth marks in it. I'm pretty sure those have teeth. I don't see any. Oh, there we go. That's a bass. Man, this is fun, guys. This is fun. Just catching them out of that like shallow grass like that. Come here, man. Stop. Ooh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna get it out. There it is. Boom. There's another one. See ya. All right, let's get back in there. Something was telling me to take the frog out and throw it over that, but it's like just by the way the day's been going, I've got a good amount of casting with the frog and I haven't caught any. So it might just make more sense to just go ahead and cast the worm over here. All right, you know that line maze I was talking about with the worm? We're having one right now. Oh, good one. Maybe. He looks big. Oh, that might be the biggest one of the day. Don't go near the trolling motor. Oh, that's a pretty fish. See, I think this is really what we should be doing today instead of trying to throw a frog or something like that. No, that's definitely not the biggest one of the day. It's kind of cool. He has almost like a little baby blue hue to him. It's pretty cool. So I know they put some fish in this pond maybe, what, beginning of last year? I feel like that might be one of the fish, and they were pounders when they put them in here. And they all had kind of like that blue hue to them, and he kind of still has it. Like if you look back here, I'm not sure if the camera picks it up, but in certain lights, he has a little bit of blue to him. It's pretty cool. One day I want to have a pond like this. I want to have like a, I don't know what I'd call it, but just say Melton Ranch, and it's I want 5,000 acres of land. I want, you know, bass pond. I want to figure out a way to have like a peacock bass pond, deer hunting, shooting range, ATV trails, you know, a farm. I want horses. I want Clydesdales. Do I know anything about a horse? No, but I can learn. I want my kids' chores to be like cleaning out the chicken coop, and like, you know, we can survive 100% off the land. We can be self-sufficient. We don't have to go to town for nothing unless we want to. And also be able to play all the Call of Duty and GTA I want to. I stopped playing video games when I started doing YouTube, just because I was like, the amount of time that I spend on a video game, I could be doing something like productive towards this. But I said, I told myself one of two things is gonna happen. Either I'm gonna have to become like ultra successful before I buy another game system, or GTA 6 is gonna have to come out. When GTA 6 comes out, then I'm gonna buy PlayStation 5. Then the upload schedule is gonna drop from like 3 or try to do like 8 a month to like maybe 1 a month. And half of that video is just gonna be me playing GTA. I'm gonna start GTA streaming. Got him, whoa! He hit it the first time I cast it in there. And I just figured he was big because he like kind of had a ripple shoot up behind him. You can probably see it on the camera. I didn't say anything, but because he like hit it one time really quick. Hey, chill. We're gonna put you back. I'm on your team. I know it might not seem like it, but I promise you I'm on your team. It's the smallest one of the day, but he at least looks better than that first one we caught. That first one was kind of good. We haven't caught one in a minute, even though he wasn't the crazy. Hey, what was that? We're gonna get cast over there. Look at all that. All right, I'm gonna skip over some of this. This gets pretty shallow. Also, we've only caught one fish off of this side, so what I'm thinking is we go and fish around this bank, like around the bank by the truck over here, and then we go back down this way. And then something, I was kind of tempted earlier to go back to the truck because I have those winch rods in the truck and go throw a crankbait. Actually, we're gonna get a cast over here because there's some ripples going on. All right, so got the kayak dropped in the water. We're gonna go get 2 rods. I'm gonna get that worm rod that we were throwing in the last pond. Also, I'm gonna tie on a jig in this pond. We have pretty normal conditions. I mean, there's really nothing too special going on out here right now. It's just sun. We got a few little clouds. I feel like our cloud cover for today is probably about over. So we probably have about, it's only 9, I think it might be 10 o'clock actually, I don't know. I'm out here fishing, I'm not really paying attention to the time. But just say it's 9, 10 o'clock. I think it's probably closer to 10 just looking at the sun. But if we only have maybe 2 hours of like really prime fishing left, I think our best bet in this pond, the water's low, probably throwing a jig and probably throwing a weightless worm like we've been doing. So I'm gonna start off with the jig since I threw the worm into the last pond. I wanna switch it up, try a jig out. I've been wanting to throw a jig a lot here recently. It's a good lure. It's just one that I don't really pick up, kind of like the worm. I get so focused on moving baits. I get so dead set on moving baits when like worms and jigs, even though they're great ways to catch fish, I sometimes like don't even think about them. Like, bite sucks, and I've only thrown a 8-foot diving crankbait all day. Man, I haven't caught anything. I had a bite right here, but also I saw a stick where I felt the bite at, but also there's some little small bait over there. So it could have been a bite, could have been a stick. That was a stick. I'm pretty sure it's just a stick we got hung up on. I don't know. Normally this other side is produced for me too. So I might fish the rest of these little pockets and then go try over there. I don't know. Came out here with every intention in the world to throw a buzzbait and frog and just have topwater heaven, but that didn't work out. We were able to pivot, throw the worm. This is kind of something we picked up on last week, but I was really hoping, for kind of like the wind that we're having now. I wish we had that this morning. We're having a little bit of wind, at least on this pond. Maybe the wind just wasn't blowing over there or something, I don't know. But we got some wind blowing now, and it's like, this is what I wanted this morning for a buzzbait. Oh, that feels healthy. There he is. Oh my goodness, look at that. Oh man. You know what? You're gonna go on Instagram. I think people will love to see you. Oh, I would like to formally apologize to that bass for the hooks that I gave him. I mean, he tumbled and backflip, round off, back handspringed into the kayak. Hey, there's another bite. That's a better one. Woo. Perfect hook set, top of the mouth. Let's go. I don't know how many you make, but you make a good time. That was a horrible joke. I gotta come up with something better than that. Let's try that again. I don't know how many this one makes, but maybe 100. I don't. God, I gotta find something better to say than that. That sucks, sir. I don't know how many this one makes, but maybe 1 million. Yeah, we'll go with that. That makes it sound pretty cool. I've caught 1 million bass today. Is that believable? Should be, because I catch the biggest and the most. Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby.
Chasing a bag, I'm racing the clock. Look at them flock, watching them flop. Used to see this in my sleep when I ain't had shit but my thoughts in the car. I really was lost. Now I'm public with the soundscapes.